Welcome back, my delicious friends. It's SJB here, and this is my tower review series. So there's obviously a lot of towers in this game, and the way that these towers are going to work is that every single tower is going to go up to a 4th tier, and then after that they're going to get abilities. So we're only going to have 2 abilities to pick from, and most of them are fairly, I don't want to say similar, but they're going to have the same sort of gist to them. In a lot of other Kingdom Rush games, specifically 1, 2, and 3, they always had a split off, where you'd have one tower that does, for example, really good defensive units, or and one tower does really good attack units, or whatever. But usually it would split off. In this game, it does not, but you get 5 towers to make up for that, very similar to Kingdom Rush 4. So today we're going to be reviewing the Royal Archers, and by the end of this video, we're going to give you guys a rating between 1 and 10 on how good they are. So to start off, it, according to Ironhide Studio, it has a mid attack. It's got a pretty low cooldown. I know it says it's high, but that means we shoot quickly. And then it's got a pretty good range. As far as the skills go, we've got 3 armor or empowered arrows that deal 38 to 58 physical damage on hit and ignore some armor. And then we've got an eagle that does some physical damage. But again, there's levels to these guys, so we're going to have to show them off in the game here to truly show them off. So let's jump in here to the Blighted Farmlands. And what I'm going to do is every single game I'm going to build the 4th tier itself by showing off all its individual damages, and then we're going to go into the abilities and whether or not I feel like they are worth it. So starting off 4 to 6 damage, average, we get a little more range here to make it 9 to 12 with average speed and long range, and then we go into the 3rd tier here, which is 16 to 25 damage per arrow with an average and a great range, and last we're going to get even more range here to make it still great, but even more than the previous great range. If you're going to go for a lot of Archer Towers, the main way to use them is probably just to go for just straight 4th tiers. The abilities do not matter much on these towers here. That's probably the takeaway. Just get them up to 4th tier Archer Towers, and they're going to be the best that they can be. But if you are going to go for abilities, if you want to do any sort of damage against people with armor, you want to go for the left-sided upgrade, the Armor Piercer. We can do 20% piercing, then we can do 35% piercing, and lastly we can do 50% piercing with this thing. And if you're again hitting those armored units, it's kind of nice to know that we're going to be basically maxing out, or at least doing a lot of damage to enemies that normally we would not be able to kill very easily here. But like I said, if you use them right, where you just build a lot of 4th tiers kind of all over the map, that's probably the best way to use them. Just straight up. The other part of this tower is the Eagle, the Rapacious Hunter. Now this is an upgrade that I do not understand whatsoever, and I think it is basically idiotic to buy. I don't get it. I don't get it. It's just really, really, really weird. Maybe somebody can explain to me what I'm missing here about this eagle, that he's supposed to be somehow useful and amazing or something like that, but I cannot find a real use case for it. I feel like he's almost like a negative to your team here. Of course, he's supposed to do damage, but watch him fly around. He attacks really, really, really slow. It doesn't eat through most of the health here. It costs $600 to max him out here, when I would much rather just buy another 4th tier Royal Archer for the same price that shoots just as quick, if not quicker, and is actually a tower and all that good stuff. So it's really like, you only really want to buy this guy if you were limited on space. You need to spend the money on something. At least that's my opinion. Anyways, you can see, even though we're trying reasonably hard, we're still going to let a lot of guys like stay through and everything, so it's not like this is an unstoppable tower loadout or anything like that. But I do want to go over at the very least to make sure that I get to the 3rd tier Eagle to kind of show it off at the very least. And what we're going to do is we're always going to play till wave 4. Once we get to wave 4, we're going to have flying units coming out. Some blinkers that come out kind of like through this angle over here. And after that, I feel like we have completed what we need to do to show off most of these towers. Where they can't show off every single example and every single way that they can be used, but it gives us a really good general example of what we can expect out of this tower here. So anyways, we're going to go for the next level Eagle here. We're going to go level 2. And we're going to finish off the level 3 Eagle in just a second here. So, again, you can see the arrows going on, the Eagle kind of chasing in the back here. I guess that's kind of nice. You can do a good chasing aspect or whatnot. And overall, working out pretty good. And lastly, when you get a level 3 Eagle, it's a 52 to 78 physical damage upgrade. So that seems, again, very, very, very good. Except when you miss or have to change between 2 different units, or when you have a flying guy that's kind of like you have to chase them a little bit, the Eagle ends up kind of screwing up a little bit. I don't know how else to put it. Just kind of screws up a little bit. So here's the flying units. You can see that with our regular attack here, we cannot fully kill them, but at least we did a reasonable amount of damage here. We're not missing or anything like that. We're just very average, mid, and consistent. So it's rating time. what I'm going to do with this guy is I'm going to give him not quite a 5. I feel like he is worse than that. He's not average. He's a little bit below average. And to be honest, if you ask me, one of, but not the worst towers in the game. They're almost always outclassed by something else, and they can be more used in some more effective way here. So feel free to use them. Don't feel like you're going to lose the game if you go archers, and I'm sure that if you micro properly with the right towers in general, you can probably even solo on a lot of games with these guys, but that doesn't mean they're good. It just means that you can still play the game of Kingdom Rush pretty well with your abilities and all that stuff. So any which way, I'm going to give this guy a 4 out of 10. That is my official rating. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. If you think I'm an idiot, these are way, way, way better than than I'm saying. Or you can say, yeah, Chris, you're absolutely right. They're fine, they're usable, but, and of course, there's better towers out there. If you guys enjoyed, press that like button, subscribe, and of course, have a super duper delicious day.